Okay, so this week we're doing the video blog for week 6 of cross-cultural communication. This week was on global consulting. So this week it was really interesting to have a look at the top 200 PR firms and how big they were and how much money they made in sheer size. Obviously the biggest one is Edelman, which brought in a huge amount of money in 2014 and 15. I didn't really even realize how big firms would get that large in PR, but I think that's really kind of cool that that's how overarching and wide expanding they are. The other thing that I also kind of understood is how different firms are from country to country. Obviously, each country has its own kind of customs and culture, but that can be, just because you're very good at consulting in America does not mean you know anything about consulting in Australia because of different cultural norms or slang that people use, or even like religious, because I know that Australia is much less religious than America obviously is. I think that kind of working on a global scale could be extremely interesting and something that I definitely want to explore in the future. I know I've applied for jobs that have interstate and international branches, and I think that would be an extremely interesting way to go. It's obviously a bit of a rough learning curve, especially if you're going to operate in the Middle East or in Asia because of all the cultural boundaries, but I think that'll be a pretty interesting way to go. So obviously we're talking about the one thing we spoke about as well was the case study this week, relating to the PR firm that obviously related to the Oscar Pistorius and the racial divide. I think that while like laundering of profiles and laundering of personal images is something that's like incredibly terrible, I think it's more often that people realize. Alright, so that's pretty much it, and all good. That's the end of week 6.